Hey guys, Jake here. Got another review for you, a quick one today. I want to talk to you about the OCOOPA hand warmer. So it's winter in Minnesota. It gets pretty cold outside, and there's a few options for keeping your hands warm while you're out playing. Um, Obviously, gloves. I mentioned that the friction glove. You can look like 2 videos ago, something like that. I did a review of the friction glove. As well as just regular mittens, keeping your hands in your pockets. Those are all options you can use, as well as heaters. So a lot of people use the little disposable one-time heaters. I personally thought those were great, but I would end up going through, I don't even know how many of those things and throwing them in the garbage, and it seemed like a waste. So I figured it might be worth investing in something I could reuse. And there's a few different reusable, rechargeable type heaters. Some are electric, some are like fuel, like Zippos, which the idea of a flame in my pocket just doesn't sit well with me. Not that electricity in the wintertime when your hands are wet seems great either, but this just seemed like the somewhat safer option. Uh, Plus, just the less messy version, right? So I did some review, and this seemed to be one of the best uh, sort of rated hand warmers out there, so I decided to give it a whirl. I was a little skeptical, I figured how long will this battery last as you're, essentially shorting out a battery to heat up this thing over and over and over again. Um, and I've actually been very pleasantly surprised. Um, this this sucker, I've probably used it, I don't know, 30 times now for various reasons, both in and out of the house. So I've done some testing in house to see how long it lasts while I'm working, just having it on my lap or whatever, as well as taking it out in the field, taking it out on the course. Um, my kids have used it. I've used it. My wife's used it. It's actually really nice, and it's managed to hold its charge um, really well. It doesn't die immediately or anything. After that use. We'll see how it happens in 6 months to a year, but for the price, I think I've gotten at least what I expected, maybe more than what I expected out of it so far. So just to talk a little bit about how it works, essentially both of these colored sides, which come in a variety of colors and styles. I got this like galaxy spiral thing, but they have just black and other solid colors and a couple other patterns. But that part, the little pads on the side, those are what heat up, and both sides heat up. And there's 3 different temperature settings. There's the lowest is like around 100 degrees, then the medium one is like 110 degrees, and the hottest it goes is like 120 degrees. And for the 120 degrees, you kind of need to keep it in the little sleeve it came with, or have a glove on to go around or something. If you just barehanded, that gets a little bit warm to the touch. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing the highest level barehanded, at least for a long time. But otherwise, it's very easy to hold on the first and second settings, just in your hand, bare like this, without the sleeve on it. It's very simple to use. It's just got 2 charging ports, whether you want to use USB-C or micro USB, mini USB, whatever the old Android phone plug-in is. And then it also has a USB out, just a standard USB port that you can use to charge things with it. So you can also use it as a backup for charging your phone or whatever. I don't plan to use it for that, but I guess it'd be nice to have if you're, camping or something backcountry and you need to get a little bit of charge in your phone so you have signal. Um, it lasts probably. I've only tested the longevity on the medium setting, and for that I set it and just brought it down with me while I was working in my office and just sort of had it in my pocket or whatever. And it lasted a full 8 hours easy before it died, which is sort of what they say it will do. I think it's 8 hours for this one. They have different sizes too, I should mention. This is a 5800 milliamp hour, I want to say, or 5600 milliamp hour, something along those lines. And they also have like a 7800 and a 10,000 milliamp hour one as well, which obviously they'll get bigger as far as you go, and they last longer. I think the biggest one lasts like 12 or 15 hours or something. I don't know. But anyway, this one lasts at least 8 hours on the second, which is more than long enough for a single round of disc golf for sure. And honestly, you could probably either set it to the lower setting when you're playing disc golf, depending on the weather, or just turn it on and off kind of as you need it to conserve the battery. And I think you'd easily be able to get it through a whole day or maybe even 2 days of use, just using it that way. Odds are you're using it for a single round or a couple back-to-back rounds, and just leaving it on at the second setting would be fine. But like if you're going to do a tournament or something, you could just charge it up each night and then crank it all the way up to 3 for the round probably, and then make it all the way through, I would guess. It's super nice though. So I keep it in my right pocket while I'm playing, and it doesn't. I mean, obviously this is more to do with my clothing than necessarily the device itself, but I don't feel like it flies out or anything. Never falls out of my pocket for any reason when I'm throwing or when I'm walking. I haven't any issue with that. It stays put. It does a great job even through the friction glove. So I have my friction glove on my hand, and so I'll just stick it in my pocket after I'm done throwing and just sort of grab this thing while I'm walking to the next hole, and it immediately heats your hand up. Like you can feel it through the glove and through the other sleeve I have for this thing on the third heat level, the hottest one. So that's usually what I do lately, is I just crank it all the way up and just hold it from one hole to the next. My hand's warm again. Throw the next hole, put my hand in again. Granted, I haven't been playing when it's been under 20 degrees out, so I've been, 20 to 30 degrees is sort of my limit I've been playing with it, but I have no doubt it would work just as well below that. Your battery life will probably die significantly as it gets colder, but it should still keep you warm. What else is there? It'll tell you how much battery life is left. If you click the button, the blue lights indicate what the battery level is at. So three lights is full, and then one light would mean that you're getting low, and as it's getting really low, it starts to blink blue. And then the heat level is indicated by the orange lights. So when you press and tap the button, it'll change the heat level, and you'll see the 1, 2, or 3 orange lights indicate how hot it is. And then to turn it on and off, you just hold the button down for like 5 seconds or something like that. So very simple to use. Yeah, I did manage to get like a divot or a ding in the top side of this, of one of the heater sides. It doesn't seem like it's affected it. I don't know when it happened. I'm guessing it was in my pocket and I, smashed it against a tree or something like that. I have no idea. But it still seems to work fine. So fairly durable from what I've seen. And yeah, just not much else to say about it. It's a hand warmer. It works fantastically from my experience, and I intend to use it the rest of this winter, and we'll see see how it holds up out the other end into the spring. But if you're looking for something to kind of keep your hands warm, if you're not quite staying warm enough with gloves, or you don't want to have to keep a glove on your right hand or whatever, this might be a good option. And it seems to do fine with the wet, being somewhat wet. I wouldn't submerge it or anything, but if your hand's just wet from throwing in the cold and wet snow or rain or whatever, it's probably fine, especially if you keep it in the little carrying pouch that they give you with it. So yeah, I think they run around $30. It depends on what size and color and whatever. I don't know. I think I got mine on Amazon. I don't know if there's a better store you could buy it from. But it definitely was worth the money so far. As beyond disc golf, I mean, I use this just around the house when it's chilly or something. I'll grab this or whatever and just kind of carry it around with me or whatever. So yeah, if you're looking for something to keep you warm, give it a try. If you've experienced with any of the other handheld warmers, I know the Zippo one is popular too. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts and comments on those, and or if you've used this guy, let me know what you think. Throw a comment below. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna have another video about MVP plastics coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, we'll catch you in the next one.